Let me welcome my viewers all over the world. Once more, me welcome you beyond my issue to face the nation GH. Trending issues and rebuilding Ghana. It's a very interesting topic in regards to the Rastafarians ruling, and the position of Achimota School, then the response of the Attorney General of Ghana, precisely lawyer Odami. I heard him this morning, he was talking on multimedia. You see, I take a very interesting twist. Beginning, case we started, I was among those that make us say they shouldn't proceed with court because I thought say no better you see school now kasa body which is the old students and the Achimota for almost highest body. And they are addressing this issue because it's a small administrative issue, but I was surprised the case in a movie to court, even though Achimota school not taking very entrenched position. Changing the money a basano. But see, around April on a court dismiss Achimota for any case, That was the injunction now file here. They were trying to injunct the proceedings, You see, I personally agree with the ruling of the Supreme Court. Sorry, the ruling of the High Court, because I remember now host a program Saturday Kosovo Michiano. Me catch and say there was no need because I don't see there's no court will be ruling Saturday looking at the greater number of people, now one or two persons injuncting the process of admission, it doesn't work out that way. But Lucy injunction, that was the initial stage. They went on with the main complaint, and 2-3 days ago, who ruling at Diaba, and then it's not that sorry. The Achimota school wanted to file appeal on its own. It didn't work out that way. The Ghana Education Service naturally said Omonkwa can't go unilaterally because the Ghana Education Service was also part of the complaint. Therefore, you have to decide the next move. We'll also get into this. This is going to be our rebuilding Ghana. Now we are back to the judiciary. So we'll talk about it and we see the decision our court not take. Sorry, decision our court not take. It's in the right direction. Because you see, some of us thought they were going to argue, they were going to argue on the fundamental rights on education, whether education could be a fundamental right. I per se, I don't see education as a fundamental right. A lot of constitutional lawyers actually struggle when it comes to placement or categorization of where education should be. But the judge actually considered the practice of Rastafarianism, if I'm right, would deem that as a religion. Therefore, religion becomes a fundamental human right. It no so make a role in favor of them. So grounds are more Putino, defendants in Putino, and just strong enough to quash someone's fundamental human rights. So under rebuilding Ghana, we will talk about this. I know it's a very, very interesting issue. So let's do some of the bulletin. I don't know, there's this pastor or a former bishop for Methodist. I know this is the second time or lately he's been coming to the mainstream media. Okay, he's called Stephen Bosumche Ayensu, former Methodist bishop of the Obuasi Diocese. We see, when religious leaders it take a trend, such on bad politics they begin to treat as such. They treat them as political characters, okay? At that point, morality is being suppressed, or not necessarily suppressed, grammar is being limited because that tool or more politicians will use to play, But I don't know. One, last week, the statement be bad. I know some of them took on this old man on mass media, especially on the social media. Or see, or he was talking about corruption and the Kufuor's government. No, see, we should show it. You see, when an elderly man begins to talk like this, it's not a disrespecting man. You first want to ask yourself, what is wrong? I don't only Ghana. If you only Ghana, you see, the is just beyond. It's beyond justification. This government itself will even admit that he's going through a lot of challenges. where institutional corruption is concerned, and major corrupt practices that is happening, especially spending, has become a big issue because it's in opposition. We heard what MPP said. They were talking about financial discipline. One thing I want to gangi on the then John Dramani Mahama, the then president, these financial practices, like financial indiscipline, you lectures made the government very unpopular, lost the 2016 elections. So as a church elder, I don't know, you see, even though or a former, but still he talks or kasa, it comes out like he's talking in a capacity. One word you can say he's a stakeholder, but so to me, kasa entirely, there's nothing going on in the country where corruption is concerned. Yeah, look, corruption has been a bedrock of our democracy. Even both political parties, are aware. So when you come out to talk this way, I don't think it goes very well. You see, that's when people will begin to question man Nangaza. Even so, your politics, you can be very silent about issues of corruption, but to me, question it, say entirely it's not there. And then, this is a statement of Saradiaba. I say, allow prostitutes, galamseyers to operate if you want Rasta students to be admitted. Look at it. Just sit down quietly and analyze this. One, it shouldn't have come from a personality like that. Two, be a deep method is so many pumpo wa humijibrima kasakrasi inisa oka. You see, but your culture internal sometimes and penifoni bibina say wo confront your ma. They feel so disrespect you. But this statement to me is uncalled for. It's very unacceptable and should not have come from this man. Because you see, one, we can pardon him. Unless I don't know why. I may not know his reason and any justification, but it's so clear. Say he's off the beat. Because you as a moral person is saying as a quotidian ruling on one's religion. Okay? Say a man in Kusku. Then so for Utumika say any allow prostitutes, galamseyers to operate. I mean, what is this man trying to tell us? I will leave this. I will leave it. I mean, I won't go so much into this. I say Supreme Court orders state to pay 14,689 to NDK in judgment debt. And it's like police violations. It seems that there is something. Nana Akomia, I disagree with the High Court ruling. Achimota should pursue case to appeals court. Yes, they are most welcome. They can do that. Say they are Rastafarians, legal counsel, dismissal of injunction, one more case and stay or take it a step further. No, they can also do that. There's okay. Yeah, Education Minister. Educhum has lost moral right to defend free SHS after enrolling ward in private school. Anyway, you see, leadership by example, think out free SHS here where you didn't say a very high standard. But all the back of private school now we're encouraging growth. That's why people are questioning. I mean, that's clear. Now you could see that there's awareness coming into our system. You could see that most Ghanaians are taking upon themselves to challenge decisions of those in power. Okay? Very practical minister, Greater Accra Regional Minister Henry Korte, I say, didn't like regional minister role Kennedy Japan reviews. Four suspected cars snatchers arrested. That's under insecurity in Ghana. I don't know. Businessman petition Parliament over conduct of deputy ministerial nominee in land dispute. Dr. Benjamin Edu has accused the member of Parliament for the Chimay South of using force to claim a land owned by him. You see, I don't want to go into this story. I don't want to cite Martin J. Kosa as a case study here. But what I know is it's a very bad practice at Air Kosa, and it's not the only one. Me, I'm a victim of Saudi Air Kosa. Certain deputy ministers be in regards to so mudomu position, claiming some lands be at any omodia. But you see, I hope the Ghana Parliament will go full into this normal addressing as a general problem, but not particularly limited to Martin J. Mensah-Kosa. Vice chancellors to be jailed for running unaccredited courses. Commissioner of the Ghana Tertiary Education, Professor Mohammed Salifu, and the senators are warning. Jubilee House officials arrested by national security over Galamsey, according to Haruna Idrisu. June 4th to be marked first time without Rollins. It's going to be an interesting one. So rest in peace. Lands Minister impressed with recovery of Ghana water bodies. Someone can say, "Akofa enyoma bi brabe gu social media no." Politicians to descend on Ono tomorrow as MPP Sir John goes home. Sir John so rest in perfect peace. Would you be or the home will be it's very unfortunate, but appeal if you so wish, but don't close the door of negotiations. Lawyer to Acheampong board. That is lawyer upon a private legal practitioner who was part of the MPP legal team, no, and also response to court ruling nearby, no. Who else will say this? Ayariga, Hassan Ayariga. I say, brains of Ghanaian politicians has ceased to work. Professor Kwaku Asare, a private legal practitioner. This guy, anytime he writes, I want to read it and read it, not less than like I want to repeat his writings. He's such a knowledgeable, practical guy. I say, High Court should have penalized Acheampong for abusing the rights of Rastafarian students. Look, we'll get into it. Say, yeah, trending issues now. National security action against City FM and its journalists. Wrong. NMC rules. It's been too long. Government investigation in Amobabekasa. You people should have voiced out long ago. Acheampong School temporarily on decision to halt Rasta Boys admission. COVID-19 cost Ghana 21 billion. Charles Edubuahin. Simon AG to provide legal basis for burning of excavators. Haruna Idris. You see, I don't know, say Haruna is a person. It's like ultimately call back and also ultimately reflecting on the action. Okay, these are the same people that you had opportunity. Went to me and confront them, and then look at what you are doing. You see, those people are all you see panel to approve them. After that, you come back challenging the deeds of these people. That's idea happening now. Every single day, I will be become government officials, But these people, I don't put you into scrutiny, and I will pass it. Then after when you said these products were bad, and these are the same people that had opportunity to rule or that had opportunity to be in a Kufuor's first tenure of office. Okay, and do any more. So all performance was so good for you. So what has changed within this less than a year? What has changed within this 5 months? Every day, Minister Bia decision will be how this will become found. Transport fares go up by 13% effective June 5th, which is like today is second, 3 days from now, they will start seeing increment. According to Lawyer Odame, Achimota School admit Rastafarian students, Attorney General. According to Nitiru, I see no military officer has seized any gold from illegal miners. All right, let's get into the substantive issue. Let's talking about this Rastafarians issue. No? As I stated earlier, no, see, I think Achimota School no and consider what they were contending with, what they were fighting with. That was a pure human rights issue. Okay, be religion there. The first thing. Do you share most constitutions, either ones that were borrowed from Britain or those that were borrowed from United States? You know, this is what it talks about. It talks about the government shall. There's a commanding note. Shall not interfere in the practice of any religion, or shall not promote one religion against the other. So those two commands are very strong. We a government who interfere with the practices of religion. One, Ghana is a secular nation. Yet remember Buddhists a practice we grow more. Nia ma aladuna for a practice or nia allow Hare Krishna, ya allow Christians, ya allow Muslims. Inti adinti na Rastafarians in the yen pese be allow more among practice. This is what happened. So you see, the issue started here now. A lot of people thought say now Omu claims say being administrative, as I stated earlier on. Say Omu address the case now with Omu national board, no. Achimota all students now, and that's Omu highest board within the school. No. That should have been the best thing. And the sad part is our massa. So the issue ended up being in court. Then when Omu call court, you know, Omu call court, then court initially dismiss a case, you know, because now Achimota for any seeking injunction. Time and proceedings, you know, air course, you know. The court dismiss a case, you know. Say, injunctive omu so that they should refrain, like almost stopping the process of admission, you know. And Sanake, I can't say the court did not. And I stated this, and no court will do that. Because assuming say we are admitting about 2,000 people, not because of 1 or 2%, you know, say yes, stopping that proceeding. So they dismissed the injunction, which the court was in the right direction. And his lawyers did not appeal the injunction. And whilst the injunction was dismissed, doesn't necessarily mean the substantive case was dismissed. So they pursued the complaint. When they move forward with the complaint, you know, this is what happened. Arguments of Omuri, I see this as a very straight ruling. So I don't see why people want to still appeal this. But you see, there's been a posture where Lawyer Odame is concerned, okay? So you'll be observing a part. It's like he doesn't see why he should lose a case. Fine. Most smart and young lawyers have that attitude. But here's the case, you can't all, sometimes you may hit the rock at the court, no matter who you are. That's why Omari Mukromu lose cases now. Yeah. So this ruling came as at, I say, I mean, Koti Bibiwa had a nature ruling. I say Ghana court ordered Achimota School to admit students, them deny admission sake of the dreadlocks. Okay, the High Court for Accra on Monday, 31st May 2021, ordered Achimota School to admit these two people. He instructed almost admit you back. Okay, admit you fine. The High Court, that was the Human Rights Division Court, was Justice Gifty Addo. It was a human rights court because movie a human rights issue. Okay, what they sought to do, they didn't actually argue on education because education, from my understanding, will not be a fundamental human rights issue, maybe a rational issue. But what they did, they said, catch a court and they said, the parents of the students challenged the decision of the school who refused to grant them admission. The lawyers in suing Achimota School, then Ghana Education Service, prayed to the court, declared, saying, failure or refusal of the first respondent, Achimota School Board of Governors, to admit or enroll the applicants on the basis of Rastafarian religious inclination. Also, based on belief, then culture, which they already pigeon a choice, so you guys should pardon me. Then they display true keeping of Rasta hair will be violation of fundamental human rights. So the issue was so simple. When they appear before the court, they narrowed the issue. They made one case. So whether say Rastafarians in your mom do mutino a bar like the having their locks on, it deny admission. And then the lawyers argue say a fundamental fundamental human rights because a religion tin a permit you. It's like a Muslim say be good jihad. Is it hibas or jihad? You know the go like Maya Fino Muguno. Yes. And one say and I saying Wesley Girls case been so bad. So I was a holy child of Wesley Girls. Say about Ramadan on the catch say woman. So this is what clearly what the court did. Court in the person just say. Let's say, and the freedom which the 1992 Constitution guaranteed, particularly Article 12.1.2.1b and c. Applicants also requested for compensation sake of the inconvenience, embarrassment, waste of time, then violation of fundamental human rights. So I'm a lawyer an argument to make it. So court need deem is a fine, it's a fundamental human rights. And here is the case that the practice of Omo religion, it had no detriment on the running of the school. When you say be a practice of satanism, being omako jinaona, omako for na be about affect school, no, the day-to-day activities of the school. No, for them wearing the omuntin unique. So I think the court direction was to me was in the right direction. But let's see what happened today. To one of our lawyers, at the end of the year, and no, Kukwasa was also educating us. Say, Nesenka court a punish it. Sorry guys. Let's take a court a punish Achimota School Board and then Ghana Education Service now. Yes, since omu guys in the side. As I can see I say he also appealed to the GES and the Ministry of Education not to endorse the action of Achimota. Kokwasari says the court should have fined Achimota for abusing the rights of Tyrone, Mahuga, and Oheneba and Krabia. Those were the petitioners, those that the case went in favor. He believes institutions must have plans to deal with such issues. Yes. Because you see, the world itself is revolving, okay? Or the world itself has changed. So sometimes you have to adapt certain things and move on. So I think, to me, it's a positive ruling. But and now no pain. I listened to lawyer Dame or multimedia. To me was very unfortunate. Satisfied ruling, but he went on to comment on it. That was based on assumption. Then Obi so a interview, and I'm like, I'm not surprised. This is a country to me sign a contract and now lawyer Dame did another good thing. Or say. Achimota for appeal case say initially na educhumo chromo say Achimota to mean unilaterally to mean file appeal. They have to discuss with the education service. In the moment the education service Ghana Ministry of Education comes in, the Attorney General also comes in. Okay, so this is what Odami through virtual call or suggested to them. Say they were trying to file what you call stay of execution, meaning some crano money to go move. Your moment to say appeal be go through. It's appeal no crab last year, a year. That's still guys that's who and that's what Lawyer Dame did. And this I think he thinks so humanly, and he kept his ethics before the litigation start. Like I heard the young commented on because you see, sending colleagues, old school I don't think was in the right direction. So Oma filing the stay of execution. So now Achimota School have to admit the guys. So Oma admit this is what we are going to see. Appeal no cost now assuming Achimota School win appeal now on the basis of no admit because of a Muntini now. Then the option now will becomes only one option. So two options. Either send crying be chomuntin no matter school there. And now say omo be leave school no ma keep you omo practice omo village and akọ baby admit you. But on the other hand, say appeals court now made the decision of the High Court. What we are likely to see is a crying the omo rasta in school. The in charge of population in never done Rastafarians in I know we've gone past the time. I will say a big thank you to everybody now in keeping a row. I mean, it's a nation day in, day out. You go through a lot of challenges, you see. There were a lot of issues I can address, but the time I will get into that. All right, I will say a big thank you to everyone.